Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. NPR presents a discussion led by Mary Louise Kelly, who speaks with correspondents Greg Meyer and Rob Schmitz. The conversation focuses on the ongoing conflict in Iran and its specific implications for the crucial alliance between the United States and Europe. The correspondents explore how the unfolding events in the region are creating challenges and strains within the transatlantic partnership, highlighting the diplomatic and strategic complexities that the conflict introduces to this vital international relationship. Al Jazeera reports that a recent vote in the U.S. Senate to block military bulldozers for Israel ended in defeat, with 40 Democratic senators supporting the measure against a 59-vote majority. Despite the bill's failure, rights advocates are calling the outcome a historic shift and an inflection point, highlighting massive cracks in U.S. support for Israel. This growing dissent aligns with increased public frustration over Israeli policies, including campaigns in Lebanon and Gaza, which advocates describe as ethnic cleansing, and a war with Iran initiated by President Trump and Prime Minister Netanyahu without congressional authorization. Support for blocking arms sales has notably increased in Congress, with 40 senators voting against the bulldozer sale, up from 18 in 2024. A Pew Research Center survey shows 60% of U.S. adults, including 80% of Democrats and 70% of those under 50, hold unfavorable views of Israel. Republican senators unanimously opposed the measure, with Senator Rick Scott accusing Democrats of siding with terrorism. Influential pro-Israel lobby groups like AIPAC also campaigned against the bill. Democratic Senate leader Chuck Schumer faced backlash for voting against the resolution, with progressive Congressman Ro Khanna calling for his resignation. Activists vow to continue their pressure campaigns to restrict military aid to Israel. UPI reports that House Republicans have for a second time blocked a war powers resolution aimed at reining in President Donald Trump's authority to conduct the ongoing U.S.-Israeli war in Iran. The resolution failed by a narrow margin of 213 to 214 votes, following a heated debate on the House floor. Democrats, including sponsor Rep. Gregory Meeks, had hoped some on the fence Republicans would support the measure. However, these Republicans ultimately voted against it, despite 3 Democrats flipping their votes in favor. During the debate, Republican Rep. Brian Mast questioned the patriotism of Democrats, prompting House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries to assert that true patriotism involves preventing costly wars of choice. Similar war powers resolutions have also stalled in the Senate, with some Republicans indicating they might be more willing to challenge the president's authority closer to the 60-day deadline for military action without congressional approval. The U.S.-Israeli war in Iran has been underway for 6 weeks. CBS News reports that Cuban President Miguel Díaz-Canel announced the country would be ready for a possible U.S. attack. This declaration comes amidst escalating rhetoric from President Trump, who recently suggested his administration could focus on Cuba after the war in Iran concludes. Díaz-Canel, speaking at a rally commemorating a historic speech by Fidel Castro, emphasized that while Cuba does not seek military aggression from the United States, it is prepared to defend itself if an attack becomes inevitable. Trump has previously threatened intervention in Cuba, describing the island as a failing nation and its government as ineffective and abusive. Díaz-Canel refuted this, stating Cuba is a besieged state facing multi-dimensional aggression, including an intensified U.S. economic and energy blockade that has worsened living conditions, prolonged blackouts, and fuel shortages. Both countries have acknowledged talks to resolve tensions, though no details have been disclosed. RNZ reports that a deadly landslide in Papua New Guinea's East New Britain province claimed 10 lives on Sunday. The incident occurred in the Gazelle-Baining local-level government area of Gazelle District, following continuous heavy rainfall and severe weather conditions brought by Cyclone Maila. The Toryou River also burst its banks due to the intense precipitation. Among the victims were a 5-month pregnant woman and 3 toddlers, according to local media outlet The Post-Courier. Provincial Administrator Levi Mano confirmed that the landslide was a direct result of the cyclone's adverse weather. Gazelle MP Jelta Wong also confirmed the fatalities and noted that recovery teams initially faced significant challenges reaching the remote disaster area. East New Britain Governor Michael Marham visited the site via helicopter to assess the damage and help coordinate relief efforts. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.